Episode 56 GR July 31, 2023. Phoenix, Italy, Greece, and Algeria. Emails of Assistant Attorney Generals. United States, Arizona, Phoenix. https://www.newyorktimes.com/2023/07/3/1/heat-health-3-1-days-of-extreme-heat-test-the-city.html. Phoenix's month in hell, 31 days of extreme heat tests the city. Reporting from Phoenix. July 31, 2023. Patients with heat stroke and burns from the asphalt are swamping hospitals. Air conditioners are breaking down at homeless shelters. The medical examiner's office is deploying trailer-sized coolers to store bodies, for the first time since the early days of COVID. For 31 straight days, from the June 30th through July 30th, Phoenix hit at least 110 degrees, breaking its 18-day record in 1974. The city last week racked up the most 115-degree days ever in a calendar year, part of a global heat wave that made July Earth's hottest month on record. Excerpts edited by RAWSEP for brevity and clarity and relationship to residents against wood smoke emission particulates. This is Phoenix's July in hell in the city of 1.6 million. A family is spending hot days at a cooling center, their suitcases clustered around them as their trailer has no power. It was 118 degrees outside. Then they had nowhere to stay after the center closed down that evening, like thousands homeless around Phoenix. Their summer is a game of survival, bouncing between libraries, supermarkets, and relief centers during the day, and sleeping in motels, cars, or shelter beds at night. In Europe, these time-tested sustainable techniques are going a long way. Extreme temperatures in July would have been virtually impossible without the influence of climate change. Circle the City, a medical charity, treats homeless across Phoenix. People's temperatures are at 100. Circle the City's mobile medical buses are breaking down in the heat. Phoenix reported 25 heat-related deaths this year, and are investigating an additional 249 deaths. Hospitals around Phoenix treated more people for heat ailments in July, infusing them with cold saline or packing them into ice-filled body bags. We have heat cramps to heat stroke and death. Tinker Bell, a dog, was given booties so he can walk outside without burning his paws on the pavement. People burn their legs and backs by falling on pavement that can heat up to 180 degrees. A woman in her 80s fell outside her home, then lay on the searing pavement for 2 hours. Hiking trails have been closed at midday for more than a month to protect hikers, and the paramedics who have to rescue them. The newspaper Arizona Republic cried out there is a homeless outreach charity called AZ Hugs. Europe, Italy, Rome. https://www.newyorktimes.com/2023/07/29/world/europe/italy-greece-wildfires-heat.html. It's been a hellish summer for the Mediterranean. And it's not over. Record heat and wildfires have turned summer holidays into nightmares and called into question the future of cherished tourist destinations. Reporting from Rome. July 29, 2023. As a family sat vigil over a coffin containing the body of an elderly relative, the wooded hills around their apartment building in Palermo burned from wildfires. Winds blew the blazes closer, torching cars, dumpsters, sheds, and electricity poles. Then the apartment building was set on fire, forcing its inhabitants to flee. Excerpts edited by RAWSEP for brevity and clarity and relationship to residents against wood smoke emission particulates. We wanted to leave the house, but then the flames were behind the door, a resident told Live Cecilia Television. She and her family wrapped their faces in wet towels and, looking for a way out, knocked on the door where there was the cadaver. They all managed to escape before the coffin and the rest of the house went up in flames. Italy and its Mediterranean neighbors in July saw wildfires and heat waves turn summer paradises into hellscapes. Fires in Greece caused wartime-scale airlifts of tourists and ammunition depots to explode. Sicilian churches burned with the relics of saints inside them. Tourists looking for a summer holiday found an inferno, feeling buyer's remorse. A 64-year-old woman from Bosnia prepared for a 2 p.m. tour of the Colosseum. The temperature was 100 degrees Fahrenheit and an ambulance checked the blood pressure of another tourist. Tourists on the Greek island of Rhodes grabbed hoses to extinguish fires around a resort. Italy and Greece, which depend on summer tourism, are staring at a smoke-filled future. Tourism would drop by 9% in the Greek Ionian Islands in a world that reached 4 degrees Celsius of warming, according to a 2023 European Commission report, but tourism would increase by about 16% in cooler, Western Wales. For centuries, southern Mediterranean natives have hidden behind the thick walls of their homes and sealed the shutters from the afternoon heat. Now hospitals to fill up with the old and stricken. Local vendors and tour guides shift to act as frontline healthcare workers for wilting tourists. July will be Earth's hottest month ever. Copernicus Climate Change Service. Copernicus Climate Change Service stated that temperatures in Italy reached 118 degrees. In Greece, outside work was banned in the afternoon. Archaeological sites were closed. 400 wildfires devastated olive groves, pine forests, homes, farms, and flocks. Greek authorities evacuated 20,000 tourists from the island of Rhodes in an operation that the British news media compared with the evacuation of Dunkirk. The death toll in Greece hit 5, including 2 water-bombing plane pilots that crashed while trying to put out fires. In Madrid, the few people out at midday in the Barrio de las Letras avoided the embedded quotations from Quixote, blinding in the sun, and walked in the slivers of shade alongside buildings. In Sicily, fires forced the closure of the island's 2 main airports, Palermo and Catania. The island's governor lamented arsonists, crazy people compounding the problem, and lamented relics consumed by fire. A parish priest wrote on Facebook after fires engulfed the Church of Santa Maria di Gesù in Palermo. On July 28, Pope Francis sent his thoughts of compassion to the victims of climate change. Africa, Algeria.
https://www.newyorktimes.com/2023/07/25/world/middle east/algeria-wave.html $name=sign still n-greece-wild_fires $region equals 34 killed in Algerian wildfires as heat waves parch Mediterranean region. Algeria's government said that 10 of the dead were soldiers who were trying to rescue people from the fires, which have raged for days in a forested coastal region. Firefighters tried to extinguish a raging forest fire near a town in northwestern Tunisia, close to the Algerian border, on July 25. Reporting from Algiers, Algeria and Cairo, Egypt. July 25, 2023. Wildfires devouring swaths of Algeria's Mediterranean coast have killed 34 people over 2 days, as an extreme heat wave sears North Africa, southern Europe and the sea between them. The dead include 10 soldiers aiding rescues across Algeria's forested Kabylia region. Another 16 people died in the fires in the village of Adh Assala, according to Berber TV. Excerpts edited by RAWSEP for brevity and clarity and relationship to residents against wood smoke emission particulates. One villager had lost her daughter. "I wish her home burned down, but she was still alive," the woman told onlookers in the village. The fires forced 1,500 households to evacuate and caused 1,700 homes to lose power. Plumes of smoke rose from at least 16 cities east of the capital, Algiers, including Béjaïa, Jijil and Tizi Ouzou. The government deployed 8,000 emergency responders, and said on July 25 that 80% of the 97 fires were contained, but 13 stayed out of control and had spread to neighboring Tunisia. Nightmarish heat waves are caused by climate change. In Greece there were mass evacuations of residents and tourists. In Algeria, temperatures have reached 135 degrees Fahrenheit, or 57 Celsius. In Tunisia, they have hit 120 degrees, or 49 Celsius. Water taps are running dry in many cities. Some water is available for only half a day, every other day. Relentless heat contributed to the fires, but rumors of arson are rife. Algerian officials announced they would refer any evidence of foul play to courts that normally handle terrorism and organized crime cases. The Algerian government to look into compensation for the victims. United States. With heat and pollution, the risk of heart attack doubles. Breaking latest news. Breaking latest.news. The mix of extreme heat and PM2.5 particulates is fatal. That the heat, especially the extreme one we are experiencing, is a known cardiovascular exposure to small particulate air pollution tied to obstructive CAD, tctmd.com. tctmd.com. The exposure of interest was annual level of small particulate matter less than 2.5 m, PM2.5. Median annual PM2.5 exposure among the participants was 9.9 g.
Where is wildfire smoke and air quality at its worst? Here's a map of the entire U.S. USA Today. USA Today. According to the EPA, particulate matter, also known as PM2.5, is a main component of wildfire smoke and is the air pollutant of greatest concern. California, Sacramento. Big rig hauling wood pallets catches fire along eastbound Highway 50 in Sacramento. CBS News. The fire is burning a large number of wooden pallets in the trailer of the truck. As a result of the incident, several lanes of the highway are. Utah, Tuilla County. Study shows risk of heart attacks increase in heat waves, pollution, KSL News Radio. KSL News Radio. Lastly, researchers tracked particle pollution from fine particulates, known as PM2.5, to see which days had high levels. West Virginia, Charleston. Fire damages Charleston residents while homeowner was asleep inside. WCHS Network. WCHS Network. Charleston, West Virginia. A home in Charleston suffered damage after firefighters said its homeowner fell asleep while a wood-burning stove was in use. Firefighters said a home in Charleston was damaged Friday after the homeowner fell asleep with a wood-burning stove in Canada, British Columbia, Vancouver. Public needs to be armed with air quality data as wildfire smoke pollutes the sky. CBC. CBC. Wood-burning stoves in the city. The data is also reported to the provincial government as part of a broader air quality tracking program. Canada, Northwest Territories, Fort Smith. Fort Smith, NWT, residents put on evacuation notice, long-term care patients moving out. CBC. An aerial view of smoke from a wildfire near Fort Smith, NWT. Meanwhile, several fires are burning in Wood Buffalo National Park. United Kingdom, England, Lancashire. Warning over wood-burning pollution in Chorley as appeal goes out for air quality. Lancashire Evening Post. Green Party member Mark Tebbett is also calling for those living in the district to think twice before using wood burners. One of the local authority has told the Local Democracy Reporting Service, LDRS, that it does now monitor particulate pollution at several locations. However, the Netherlands, The Hague. Burning cargo ship off Dutch coast will be towed to a new location after flames and smoke subsided. WOODTV.com. The Hague, Netherlands. AP, salvage crews were preparing Saturday to tow a car-carrying cargo ship that has been burning for days to an anchor. Dear 10 Assistant Attorneys General of U.S. states preparing to sue the EPA to provide clarity to indoor residential wood stove owners on certification of their currently used, and currently polluting, appliances. Please ask the EPA to use a complaint-based system instead, using data from purple air monitors in the yards of near neighbors of indoor residential wood burners. The states involved are Alaska, Illinois, Maryland, Massachusetts, Minnesota, New Jersey, New York, Oregon, Vermont, and Washington, as well as the Puget Sound Clean Air Agency. Contact emails for the 10 Assistant or Deputy Attorney Generals and a General Counsel are Cody.Doig@alaska.gov. Alaska Senior Assistant Attorney General email, Cody Doig. Jason.James@ilag.gov. Illinois Assistant Attorney General email, Jason James. Goldstein@oag.state.md.us. Maryland Special Assistant Attorney General email, Stephen Goldstein. Turner.Smith@mass.gov. Massachusetts Assistant Attorney General email, Turner Smith. Peter.Serto@ag.state.mn.us. Minnesota Special Assistant Attorney General email, Peter Serto. Lisa.Morelli@law.njoag.gov. New Jersey Deputy Attorney General email, Lisa Morelli. Nicholas.Batino@ag.newyork.gov. New York Assistant Attorney General email, Nicholas Batino. Paul.Garahan@ag.state.or.us. Oregon Attorney in Charge email, Paul Garahan, one of 2 or attorneys. Steve.Novick@ag.state.or.us. Oregon Special Assistant Attorney General email, Steve Novick, one of 2 or attorneys. Nick.Persampieri@vermont.gov. Vermont Assistant Attorney General email, Nick Persampieri. Caroline.Kress@atg.wa.gov. Washington Assistant Attorney General email, Caroline Kress. Jennifer.ScleanAir.gov. General Counsel, Puget Sound Clean Air Agency, Jennifer A. Dold. A new icon has been added to the RAWSEP website, which is now the nearest right icon. The icon is an ask that has already been described in episodes 56 GB, description of the parties who should be at the table when deciding on safe wood stove emission limits and fenceline measurements, rather than wood stove certification, and emails to contact 10 deputy or assistant attorney generals and 1 general counsel. Those PDFs are included at the icon link. Residents Against Wood Smoke Emission Particulates, see https://rawsepresidents.wordpress.com and click on the nearest right icon for the Ask. Contact 10 Attorneys General https://rawsepresidents.wordpress.com/ Please contact Attorneys General about August suit versus EPA asking for certainty for wood stove users. RAWSEP asks for complaint-based situm based on PM monitor data exceeding EP/. To the right of that, Barbie goes to the dating game https://rawsepresidents.wordpress.com. 1 Barbie goes to the dating game / to the right of that, cookies that may contain rocks are recalled https://rawsepresidents.wordpress.com/ cookies that may contain rocks are recalled to the right of that, the fox owns the forest card game. https://rawsepresidents.wordpress.com/ the fox owns the forest card game TBA. Then to the right of that, the latest month, July 2023, of PDFs of articles with URLs to search on https://rawsepresidents.wordpress.com/ 1-July-2023-PDFs-of-URLs to the right of that, stickers to hand out for RAWSEP, games such as 1, Bingo for RAWSEP, 2, Crosswords for RAWSEP 3, EndWoodSmoke Jeopardy 4, EndWoodSmoke Monopoly 5, vending machines for PM2.5 monitors, and icon links to 30-minute YouTube videos and Spotify podcasts as well as podcasts.google.com, CastBox and Pocket Cast. Pocket Cast is only free on the phone app. Pocket Cast works on Apple phones, and, below those icons, icon links to monthly URLs of PDFs from June 2023 to May 2022.